Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It's November 21st. Going to get started with the before market close video and ticker requests. If anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know in Slack. But going to get jumping right into the market update for today. So taking a look at the crypto space at the moment, we are basically just going flat at the moment. We are close to confirming the daily bear flag. So we have the high, the low, the lower high. Anything under the 17,855 level is a potential daily bear flag. In order to confirm, we need to lose the support there at 15,512, which we came very close. We had 15,580. So we came extremely close to confirming the daily bear flag. So if we do lose 15,512 and confirm it, then we're targeting about 13,000 on the daily bear flag. So it's looking like we could see one more leg down. Maybe even potentially two. There's lots of speculation that Grayscale, Genesis, even more, players in the space, big players in the space at that, but also the fact that Tether is also in limbo. It's up in the air. We don't really know what the Treasury in the U.S. is going to do about Tether, or if there's going to be other governments around the world that are going to have to take issue with it, which is very possible as well. So that could be something as well that creates a massive drop in the Bitcoin price. But at this point, not ruling out 13,000. I think it's very likely. I'd say there's an 80 to 90% chance we're going to see 13,000 over the next week or two, in my opinion, and then maybe even as low as 10,000. There's a lot of people calling for 5,000 and below. With everything that's going on, geopolitical tensions, the rising inflation, interest rates, there's no end in sight for those. Whether or not they start to pivot, I think that's a very high chance that they could pivot this month coming up, where they start to cut back. So whether it be 50 or 25 basis points, obviously the market would really like that, but not holding my breath at the moment. So just have to brace for more downside. But if we take a look at the rest of the space, NDA, MARA, and HNT leading the decline today. On the bull list, we have BTC shorts, sell, and SGB. So SPY is the opposite. So it's a daily bull flag versus a daily bear flag on Bitcoin. And one thing that I'm just keeping an eye on is the fact that Bitcoin has been a leading indicator. So crypto and tech have been leading the NASDAQ. They've been leading the broader market higher since March 2020, right? So using that as a little bit of an indicator, I'm not putting as much weight on this daily bull flag because of that macroeconomic, the crypto weakness and the macroeconomic weakness that we have at hand. So just bracing for more downside. I don't think that this is going to confirm, but if it does, we need a break 402.31 on SPY to confirm it, and if it does, we'll be targeting about 417 on the daily bull flag. Another reason why I'm not expecting it to confirm is because we take a look at the .com fractal. The .com fractal is saying that we're probably peaking here. We could go as high as about 403, and we hit 402. So just expecting a monthly lower high and another potential monthly lower low into March and into the spring, where we could get really ugly by the end of next year. So at the moment, following it very similarly, and we're going to continue to watch it until it no longer resembles the .com fractal. Because at the moment, it's the closest thing we have to the everything bubble is the .com bubble. And it's looking strikingly similar. And like I said, just have to be aware that we could potentially see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well, similar to what Bitcoin has already saw on its monthly time frame. So if we zoom out to the monthly and look at the EMAs, you can see here we cross bearish on Bitcoin. We also have the head and shoulders target of 13,000, lines up with the 0.618 fib level as well. So we had lots of confluence pointing to 13,000, but again, the fact that Bitcoin's already done that increases the odds that S&P 500 is going to do it as well. And because of the fact that Bitcoin is weak, I'm not putting too much emphasis on this daily bull flag confirming. So I do think that the most likely scenario is that we see a possible daily downtrend here on the S&P 500 because we have the high, low, lower high. Now, if we lose 390.14 support, we are now in a daily downtrend, and we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the daily time frame as well. So I'm definitely leaning bearish short term. Pretty bearish on all time frames, to be honest, in the broader market. The dollar, so the DXY bouncing for the fourth day in a row, but at the moment looks like it's just a daily bear flag. Actually, we bounced a little bit more than we would like to see in order to hold that daily bear flag pattern. So again, that adds more confluence to the fact that we could see the S&P 500 break down from here. weekly bounce underway on DXY. But we were overbought on the monthly time frame, monthly consolidation in a big way. But at the moment, if we just take a look from the low here, it's not a monthly bull flag rather, because we did pull back a lot more than we would like to see than the 0.382. So not a monthly bull flag, and I wouldn't expect that to be the most likely scenario anyway, given how much we ran on the dollar in the last year or so. But still no daily trend change yet on the dollar, so anything under 110.99 is a daily lower high. So at the moment we're still bearish on the daily time frame, and we're still in a daily downtrend. So QQQ on the verge of a daily downtrend as well, with a lower high and lower low. So 280.72, we hit 281.04. This came close to a double bottom there, holding EMA 12 support. But we are at risk of a daily downtrend here. So it's all about 380.72 on the Qs. If we lose that, we're in a daily downtrend, and then we'll zoom out to the weekly time frame, and we'll look for some weakness and further weekly consolidation. It's a weekly inside bar at the moment, so if we lose 280.72, then we start weekly consolidation. We are in a very clear weekly uptrend with the low, high, higher, low, and higher high. Anything over 259.08 on weekly consolidation is just a weekly lower high and would be healthy in my opinion. So tech not looking too bad at the moment, but the S&P 500 is still in a weekly uptrend as well, with the low, high, higher, low, and higher high. Weekly inside bar, so very similar. Could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the weekly, so I would say in the short term I'm bearish, medium term bullish, and long term bearish on the S&P and the broader market. Tesla continuing daily consolidation again, and that's for the fourth day in a row. Very weak comparative to the rest of the market. So again, we're seeing Bitcoin and Tesla correlate very much. So we know that ever since March 2020, COVID-19 lows, we had tech and crypto leading the bull market, right? And those were the ones that saw the highest percentage-wise gains. So Bitcoin losing key support, seeing monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear crosses. And then if we take a look at Tesla on the monthly time frame, close to seeing its monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well. And we lost 179 support, so we have no monthly support all the way down to $23.37. And we could be heading to monthly oversold. So this is why we tell people not to FOMO in, to be patient when something runs, 30x or 40x, 50x, whatever it is, 3,000%, 5,000% off the lows there in a couple of years, 3,400%-ish. Then you need to expect more downside, right? And we had this lower high and lower low on the RSI. We had hidden bearish RSI divergence, and we had higher lows and higher highs in the price action, lower highs and lower lows. We knew that it was imminent, and we're just following the same. It looks basically the exact same as Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. You can see here a bit of a head and shoulders, and then same with Tesla, right shoulder, head, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then now following that same sort of outcome. And we could potentially see a lot more downside from here. So if we look at how much Bitcoin's dropped, it was about 44%. So if we drop 44%, that would bring us down here to about $96. I've been calling for $100, sub $100 easily on Tesla for now for a couple months. So that lines up well, and it's just a laggard. This whole time since March 2020, we would see Bitcoin move, then we would see Tesla move, and then because of the weighting of Tesla had a bunch of Bitcoin on its balance sheet, so that therefore it would move after Bitcoin, and then Tesla would move, and because of the weighting in the S&P 500, then the S&P 500 would move as a result of Tesla moving, right? So it's that chain reaction that we're still seeing, and I think that we're not really going to confirm a bottom here until Tesla gets close to 100, and then we should see a massive rally after that, and Bitcoin gets to that $13,000 to $10,000 area, looking for a potential temporary bottom, but not ruling out, a whole year of pain, because, like I said, we had 10 years where the gains condensed into 2 years in the S&P 500, and we need to expect, things to go the other way, right? And usually the bigger the move, the bigger the drawback, right? Especially if we have no support, which we didn't establish a whole lot of support. DPRO, DIS, and VEGA leading the bull list today. On the bear list, we have Hive, Riot, and Coin. Coinbase down, testing all-time lows. So 40.83 was support. We had 40.61, so we did set a new all-time low. Blockchain names getting destroyed as well, getting close to monthly oversold. Not a bad idea to start entering these for potential monthly oversold bounce as well. But Coinbase, not a bad idea to start looking into this one if you're looking for a long-term entry. In my opinion, pretty good time to start establishing long-term positions. But don't be surprised if this thing drops to $30, $20 in the midst of all this contagion in the crypto space. So CGC, still in a monthly uptrend, low, high, higher, low, and higher, high, but we have a bit of an indecision candle so far on the monthly time frame. Likely just going to decide, likely going to follow the broader market, whatever it decides. But at the moment, just pretty much flat for the most part. WIB, Labs, IMCC leading the bulls today. On the bear list, we have VFF, TGOD, and PSDN. High tide's an interesting one. So monthly bounce underway in a big way. We also had a POW buy alert go off on this one. POW algo buy alert go off. Weekly bounce underway, getting over EMA 12 and testing EMA 26 resistance. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but it's a while before those cross. So I think we could potentially see weekly consolidation next week. Pull back to around 160, 150, form a weekly higher low, which would be healthy. And monthly bounce is underway. Lots of names starting their monthly bounce. CGC confirming a monthly uptrend. So if there's any correlation to the rest of its peers, expect lots of monthly trend changes across the board. Tilray, so nowhere near. It could be a monthly inverse head and shoulders though, with this being the head and a potential right shoulder for the monthly trend change attempt. So Tilray could be a inverse head and shoulders on the monthly time frame. Hexo, not even close to starting the monthly bounce yet, so definitely a laggard play. But CGC clearly standing out as one of the leaders in the space. MSOS starting weekly consolidation this week for the first time in 3 weeks. Having lost support there at 1138, so we're just looking for a higher low compared to 1006. And we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross there on the weekly time frame as well. But in terms of the monthly, similar to Hexo, still nowhere near starting its monthly bounce yet, and still in a monthly downtrend. Still needs to confirm a higher low and higher high on the monthly to give us that monthly uptrend. On the bull and bear list, on the US side, we have LOWL, FLGC, and BEV. On the bear list, we have KG, Ian, and Halo. And MSOS could be forming a bit of a inverse head and shoulders here as well. But liking the fact that we have record monthly volume there last month, and same with CGC, record NASDAQ monthly volume. Just checking in on the chat room here. And I did share some cannabis news. It was a piece on trusts. Super interesting. It's this one here. Let's see if it'll load. So they released Trust Beverage Co. introduces new rolling wrapping paper to help Canadians during the giving season. I don't know why this isn't loading, but it wasn't loading earlier on my phone either. But then I tried a different browser and it worked, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's try this. There we go. All right, so introducing new rolling paper to help Canadians give the gift of MJ beverages. So with demand at an all-time high, Trust Beverage Co. is paving the way for MJ beverages to the new drink of choice this holiday season. So while a lot of people are, I've seen a ton of people when they saw my video that Trust was ending Trust CBD USA in the States. Tons of people were commenting, Trust was the whole reason why I invested in Hexo in the first place. Well, again, people just read a thumbnail or they read a title of a video and they assume the worst. Trust isn't going anywhere. It's just the Trust CBD beverages and the U.S. entity. So Trust, there's two entities. Trust Beverage Co., which is Canadian, and then Trust CBD USA, which is the American entity, right? And they were only selling CBD beverages. And, you know, whether you can speculate what all that means, why that happened, but I personally just don't think there's enough interest in the CBD beverages compared to the THC. But once they're able to, you know, distribute THC beverages in the U.S., it's going to completely blow up. And then now you get this conflicting information where people thought that Trust was like, you know, the demise of Trust, right? But as we know, demand's at an all-time high. They just came out with about 15 new drinks over the last few months. And just look at some of these numbers here. So Since becoming available to legal age Canadians, the cannabis-infused beverage category has consistently experienced the most growth during the holiday season as a result of the social occasions and opportunities for gifting. And I've been introducing drinks to my friends a lot lately. One guy, he's looking to take a break from alcohol and things like that, so I suggested the canna beverages, right? And now he just loves them. Like he's like messaging me all the time saying, how much he can't get enough of them. So, it's a trend that it'll only get bigger from here. And then, like I said, the U.S. once that opens up and we can do THC drinks, sell THC beverages, oh man, the sky's the limit at that point. And then you got Germany and the rest of the world. So in fact, a recent survey of the Trust Beverage Co. showed that more Canadians are making cannabis beverages part of their festive celebrations, with 41% of legal age consumers reporting that they will bring cannabis beverage to a social occasion. The findings are revealed that more than half, 51% of the surveyed Canadians, would consider gifting an MJ-related product this holiday season, and with a subset of respondents, 49% of them would choose to give the gift of MJ beverage. So with a 37.7% market share, Trust has played an integral role in driving the category's impressive growth to date through constant innovation and listening to consumers. So a limited time only festive offering for those who wish to wrap their MJ beverage gifts before bringing them to the holiday party or using them as stocking stuffers. We're excited for the legal age Canadians to have fun in a festive way to share MJ beverages over the holiday seasons. Lori Hatcher, head of commercial at Trust Beverage Co. Trust rolling paper not only helps beverages appear more approachable to those who may be intimidated by current packaging labels, but it makes giving the gift of MJ beverages easier than ever. Aligning with select brands such as Trust portfolio includes House Terpenes, all their brands, which we know are fantastic. So like I said, a little bit of a different tune, singing a little bit of a different tune compared to what we had last week with the news coming out that the joint venture in the U.S. was coming to an end, but that is just basically it's not ending forever. It's just a temporary thing. They said they'll look at re-entering the U.S. once regulatory changes are put forth, right? So at the moment, it's business as usual, and I think it's going to be good overall because it's going to help cut down on those costs and any impairments, and just focus on the areas that are going to drive growth and profitability, which we know is of utmost importance at the moment, especially given the whole recession that we're in and possible depression into the next year. And even Tesla CEO Elon Musk himself said he thinks the recession will last quite a while, probably into 2024. And I would have to agree. And that is what the charts are saying as well in terms of the dot-com fractal. So saying into January, February of March 2024. All right, going to end it there. See everybody in the chat room in a few minutes. Hope you have a great night. We'll see you again on the next update. I'll try to get another video out a little bit later on today as well. I am going to a concert tonight, though, with my girlfriend, so no promises, but we'll do my best. Also still getting over the sickness, so we'll see what we can do. But this week, should be able to get quite a few more videos out, get back into my regular routine after vacationing. But like I said, going to see Offspring tonight and Simple Plan, so pretty excited for that one. All right, gonna end it there. See everybody in the chat room in a few minutes. Talk to you soon.